So let's look at how TCM perceives sweeteners. So first, it enters the spleen pancreas. So it is wonderful for tonifying the spleen energy. It's wonderful for tonifying the digestive energy. It goes up and out, as you know, and it's also very harmonizing. So a good amount of healthy sweet is very relaxing and energizing. But if you get a bad sweetener or way too many sweets, remember, too much is a bad thing, then you'll get a very scattered mind, too much up and out and brain all over the place. Just look at, if you give a child too much sugar, right? They just are like a top. You just wind them up. They go nuts. So, and same with us. If we eat too much sugar, then of course you crash later, because that's what happens with extremes. It also moves the blood to the periphery. So anyone with Raynaud's or poor circulation or anything like that, weak limbs, the sweet flavor is great because it's going to move qi out. It removes coldness except for fruit, which is called empty sweet. So full sweet is warming and will start to abate cold. All right, and it tonifies. It is the best food for deficiency and weakness, which is what we often work with in clinic. Most people come to see us when they're weak. And actually just a lot of people in the Western world have a lot of deficiency. So it's the one to tonify. Not sugar, not excess amount of concentrated sweeteners, but the sweet flavor that's natural in foods. It's moistening, right? Because sweet tonifies qi and it tonifies yin. So it will form healthy mucus membranes, the good kind of mucus, not like, infection or bad nasal mucus, but you're moist everywhere inside your body. The only reason you can swallow food is, part of the reason is because you've got a mucous membrane that's nice and moist there for the food to go down. So it'll help to nourish that, which of course means too much sweet means too much fluid, which looks like dampness, phlegm, maybe even infections, swellings, too much fluid in the body. So like I said, it lubricates dryness. Too much makes the bones ache. So if you have especially sugar, if we look at this in Western idea, sugar causes a lot of acidity in the body. When the blood is very acidic, it starts to leach calcium from bone to alkalize it. So very acidic bodies tend to have bone issues. So if you just go to regular sweet and not crazy concentrated amounts of sweet, it won't do this, okay? Or if you just go with all sweet foods, you will eventually have achy bones or bone issues like bone loss, arthritis, osteopenia, osteoporosis, something like that it can lead to eventually. Too much makes the head hair fall out. It can make your hair very unhealthy because you've depleted your qi by eating too much, so you can't make healthy blood, and the blood reflects the hair reflects the blood. Or if you have a lot of liquid sweets like alcohol or soda or too much juice, it can really thin out the front of the hair, all from about here down, and the hair can easily thin or fall out there. So if you must use sweet, which small amounts are great, be careful with those with candida. You want to take out concentrated sweeteners, and they can have full sweet like carbohydrates in smaller amounts. Okay, but you can replace maybe a sugar addict. They still want sweet. You can give them some blackstrap molasses. And blackstrap molasses is great because it's really nourishing to the blood. So great for blood deficiency people as well. Carob candy. That's how I feel about carob candy. If you like chocolate, you won't move to carob. Carob, if you're not a big chocolate fan, carob's delicious, but if you like chocolate, it's really not a good replacement. Some people say it is, but I've never met a patient that agrees. So anyways, you can do that. Raw organic honey. Remember to never boil honey. It can make it toxic. So don't boil it. Don't bake with honey where it goes to boiling. You can bake with it, but as long as it doesn't boil. All right, and don't give honey to very young children under 2. They have trouble digesting it at that age. Pure grade B maple syrup is the highest quality maple syrup. Lots of nutrients and very low in terms of being refined. Rice bran syrup is good, high in minerals and B vitamins. Stevia is my favorite. It's wonderful for diabetics or hypoglycemics or someone trying to come off sugar. It's just a root, natural root that's about 100 times sweeter than sugar. It's very sweet, so you need very small amounts. There's a mild bitter flavor to it because it actually helps balance blood sugar levels. And you remember that bitter balances dampness and heat, so it will balance blood sugar levels. but that bitter flavor can put some people off. So I always say use stevia with just a 1/4 teaspoon of honey. That will cut that bitter flavor. Remember, that's the sweet flavor cuts the bitter flavor, and then it'll be easy to take. So if someone has a lot of sugar in their coffee or tea, try stevia with just a touch of honey. Works very well. Give them about a week or two to get used to the new flavor, and then they'll like it. Unrefined cane sugar or coconut sugar on occasion. These are very concentrated sweeteners, so just very small amounts. If they have candida, then no amounts of that one. Okay. So there's how TCM views sweet. Remember, not too much and especially not too many concentrated, but a small amount for most people, like complex carbohydrates and lots of your vegetables and fruits. Remember, empty, sweet, and very cleansing and cooling. Even meat has a fair amount of sweet to it, and dairy has some. Most foods have sweet at the center because it's the center of everything is the earth element, which is spleen and stomach. Okay, but a small amount is wonderful and we need it, and it's tonifying to our qi and our yin, and it's going to warm and relax the body. So now let's look at salt.